Hello and welcome to Velocity Institute. My name is Christopher Durham and this is Velocity Talks. As you can tell, we're in a completely different place today. So this is Maria Dubuc. She's joining us. Maria and her team at Marketing by Design have been kind enough to host us in their booth at PLMA. So a little bit of noise, we'll hopefully filter that out, but it's okay because it's live and it's entertaining. Thanks for joining us, Maria.
Thanks.
So Maria,
Happy to be
we like to start and learn a little bit about you. So tell us about Maria.
Oh, goodness. Okay, this is always the hard part. I come from a family of creative people, actually, and I never really talk about this much, but I do. My sister is a floral designer. My other sister is a performing artist, and I don't really realize that we're all very creative. I have another sister who's also quite creative herself, and my mother and father, too, had a creative gene. I don't know if that's what drove me into this business. Actually, my father didn't want me to go into the graphic arts business or go to art school, but he was very interested in me making a good living. So I took up graphic design and went to art school. He was so afraid I was going to just like paint paintings on the side of the road and stuff. And so I actually thought I was going to do that. But I ended up more on the graphic side and I love it. I really love it. I started in agency world. I worked at a retailer for a while, Leachmere. I don't know, many people don't really know that. That was quite a few years ago because they're gone now. But I very quickly realized that I wasn't really interested in being inside corporate. I preferred just be outside of it, which actually I have one of my favorite books here is Orbiting the Giant Hairball, because I did find that it was a bit of a hairball. It was difficult to make change within those organizations. So I'm going to give away a couple of books here at the show because I thought it was fun. It's a great book for this industry.
So let's talk about the agency. Tell us about Marketing by Design.
Okay, yeah. Really.
Give us the elevators.
Full service, branding, package design, 100% focused on private brand right now, and 90% focused on private brand right now. And really we are very fortunate to have attracted and retained a lot of really great clients. We really feel like we're partners with a lot of our clients, and the industry right now is really exciting to me because it's finally, I think that people keep walking by.
So no, it's okay. It's okay.
And
it's real life.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's really, I know that it sounds a little odd, but it's almost like finally there's like almost fine arts in packaging. You know what I mean? We're really starting to get away from, stock type imagery and brands that are just boring and really innovating in the same exact way that national brands have. So it's an exciting time for us.
To give you a little more plug, how many offices do you have in America?
Oh, yeah. I always forget to talk about this stuff. 4 offices. Our main corporate headquarters are in Boston area. And then we have San Diego and we have Scottsdale as 2 U.S. offices. We have the U.K. in the belt near the Leeds area where there's a lot of great packaging artists. Again, I'm very fortunate to be able to attract and then retain great talent across the globe. We also have a China facility that we do photography, 3D rendering, and that sort of thing in southern China in Dongguan. So that's a little bit more for the hard goods side versus the food side, but it's a really great resource for us, for all of our clients, to be able to send something out at the end of the day to be retouched or siloed or something done to it and have it in our inbox in the morning. So it helps the efficiency.
So you really work across all channels, right?
We do, yes. And I know I always forget to talk about that too.
Okay.
We do, yeah. We've got clients in grocery, obviously, which everybody loves and everybody wants. But we also have hardware, we have club, we have convenience, and that sort of thing. We have pets, So we're really cross all categories, and also a little niche in the natural and organic. I did quite an exciting stint in natural and organic for about 10 years early on in Marketing by Design's career, but going back to our roots there in a way with a studio I just put together and launched in March of this year down in Scottsdale, Lucia.
Well, so let's dive into natural and organic a little bit, because you did very well in Vertex last year.
Yes.
So tell us about the whole Sprouts wins and all the cool stuff.
Again, it's about great partners. And I couldn't be more excited about what Sprouts is doing today and their leadership. They came to us with a strategy and an idea and some mood boards and some ideas of what the packaging will look like with a couple of SKUs done. And basically we've been very successful at taking each and every category and really differentiating in each category, stepping out there and violating that category with unexpected imagery, colors, package design in that category, because that's their strategy, and it's just a lot of fun to design, and our team are really leading that up. We spend all of our time in Sprout stores, all of our time in competing stores. We had worked a lot. We did Wild Oats years back. We started the Natural Grocers brand. So we have a lot of experience in that sector, along with working with CPGs. Like I said, that 10-year stint with CPGs in the natural organic sector, I think really set us up for success there. Communication is the key. It's really important on how we communicate on pack and what we communicate on pack. And sometimes we'll get a category and it'll be, you've got to put at least 8 logos on the front of the pack, or 4 logos and 4 claims or something like that. And it's a challenge. And we've got a really great creative strategy and creative team that knows how to do that and do it. It's resonated with consumers. It's doing really well, and it won Retailer of the Year.
Right, so Sprouts won Retailer of the Year for Vertex, due in large part to the design, so that's a good thing. Yeah. So let's talk about the year. What exciting things do you see on the horizon?
I think we're going to see a lot more of the same. I think we're going to see elevated creative, elevated design, more differentiation category by category. I think we're going to continue to see category by category design versus a design that crosses over the whole entire brand. But I definitely think that retailers they're ready and willing to invest in design and in brand, and they understand that they are the Cokes and the Nikes of the future. We are the Cokes and the Nikes of the future, and we have to act that way. So it's really an exciting time for us. It's like, for package design in this business, it's really our time. Our time has come to shine. I feel that no longer are we fighting that battle. Wait, I shouldn't say no longer. Yes, we fight that battle. We still fight that battle, but it's an easier win. Now, the suppliers, if you're listening to this, the pricing goes up a little bit when you've got to pay for your ownable imagery, not use stock or not use photos that are supplied to really build that brand and the true voice that that brand is meant to be built with. So I think that we're going to see a lot more of that. I think the growth, I'm not the one to talk about the growth. We've heard that over and over again.
The numbers are very good.
The numbers are very good, and each and every retailer are now like raising up their hand and saying, we're going to do more, we're going to do better, we're going to step up and hire the brand managers that we need. I think that's super important. People that understand design inside of those retailers has really been quite helpful for us, because it's less of a point of contention of, hey, we really need a little bit more money here to do our own illustration or our own photography, or step it up and do each and every category we touch upon. We audit that category. We audit it to make sure that the communication is right. We look at the national brands, we look at the private brands, we look at the competing brands across different stores, and they didn't used to want to spend that kind of time or that kind of money. I think we're in a good position as a package design agency to serve the need of incoming retail, I think, or the modern.
You're exactly right. And it's an exciting time to be in.
Yeah, it is, especially in design.
Cool. We always like to end with the same 5 questions,
right?
You know the 5 questions we get to see, because you've done this before.
Yeah.
We get to see if your answers have evolved over a couple of years.
I forgot the questions. But
first question's, what's your favorite word?
I usually say green.
Green.
I know it's a color, but it's a word, but it fits into it. My favorite color, and I've talked about this before, but it's also the way sustainable packaging and where the world's going, and I still love being green. We have to wave again, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Here comes Dan.
What's that?
Oh,
and I have a green bracelet. Yeah, so I guess maybe I'll say that.
Very good. Question number 2. Are you more artistic or more mathematic?
I would have always thought that I was more artistic, but I also was always very good in math. So I actually, both sides of my brain seem to work quite well that way. And I find that even in mathematics, there's an art to it. And so I love the creativity of mathematics as much as I love the creativity of art. So I'm going to say both.
I like that
I'm going to
answer.
go 50-50.
That's a good answer.
I'm abnormal.
If you could share a meal with anyone, past or present, living your dad, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. I don't want to be sentimental, but I wish I could see my father again.
No, that's a good answer. I'm with you.
He was my best friend, and I'd love to see him again. But I think that there's some artists that I would love to have. I would love to maybe have dinner with Van Gogh, right? Or somebody like that. I always wanted to find out. I wish that he had more time to show us what he was made of, because I really was super impressed by what he's done in his career. But maybe we'll pick that.
I like that.
I'll have a meal with him.
I like it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What's next?
What profession other than your own would you have liked to attempt?
A lot. I always wanted to be a teacher, believe it or not, and I think that I someday will teach somebody somewhere somehow. I also always said I would be more on the fine arts side. So when I go like on out walks in my local Newbury Port where I live, I see these art galleries and art studios where people just have paint flying everywhere, and I'm like, this is where I was supposed to be. This is where I was meant to be. But that side of it, and then also a mentor of mine had asked me to start a gallery, an art gallery with her, and that's like really on my mind a lot lately. Is that it would be a really lot of fun, because not just my own stuff, but there's so many great artists out there that don't know how good they are. I would love to sell their wares. So yeah, I have a lot of things I want to do.
I want a big studio so I can do big,
I want
giant canvases
Well,
with
that's-
splashing and
That's
right,
what I
all
used
that
to
kind of
do
crazy.
when I got out of school. I was doing gigantic
Yeah.
paintings, stretch canvas, and I thought that's how I was going to make a living. I should show you a picture someday. Standing in front of these.
the
But yeah, the
explosion.
bigger
I
the
love it.
better. Yeah. Yeah.
If you
What
could
else?
speak
More?
to yourself at the beginning of your career,
Mm.
what advice would you give yourself?
I think that I would probably say to be confident and to speak up. I tended to not speak up a lot in my early career just because of the day and age, and not be afraid to knock down the doors to get involved in things that I felt like that I had something to contribute to and ideas for. I didn't do it until, it wasn't that late, but it was in my late 20s with MBD. And I was getting very involved in the management of the business. And I was like, wait, why am I not included in this meeting? And I would bang down the door. And I would have done that early, I think. I would have stepped up earlier for that. And I would have done better with my family and my son. And we were always like told to not embrace motherhood or talk about motherhood in business. It was like, I wanted to work from home periodically to take care of my son. Like, you can't do that. I would have fought harder for that. I honestly would have, and it's really great to see that has changed.
It has definitely changed.
And I couldn't be happier about that.
Those are great answers.
Are those great answers?
So, yeah, they are. Thank you for hosting us in the booth. So, for
welcome.
those of you watching, we're doing 6 or 7 interviews. You'll see Maria's booth, and we'll give them a plug each time. If you need design help, please reach out to Marketing by Design. Thank
Great.
you. Thank
Thank
you very much, Maria.
Thanks, Christopher. It's always fun.